And I'm super glad that you started with Green Onions, because I do feel like that's a good opportunity to point out, if we were doing a real normal TuneDig episode trying to talk about important instrumentals, this song would definitely be on it anyway, right?
Yeah.
So we're able to
Oh
like
yeah.
really start off with one we would have nailed no matter what. This was on a backup for me. If you hadn't put it on your playlist, I was going to make sure it was on mine. So that was an awesome one to start with.
I'm also excited that you have a lot of staples on yours. Like when I think of great instrumentals, I think of a lot of the things that are on your playlist, and I don't want to spoil it for next episode. Um, but
No one cares
I
that
like
much.
I like that you. No one cares about anything, and that's what makes it great. Um, I like that yours is a little more scholarly and mine's a little more personal. Um, Speaking of personal, the next one is super personal for me.
Yeah.
I don't think I've been shy about Queens of the Stone Age and Josh Homme's music being the prism through which I view kind of a lot of other music, especially rock and roll. So the next one is Molten Universe by Caius from what's not their first record. It's like their third record, but it's their first real record, in my opinion, from Blues for the Red Sun. And it comes in like a 9-pound hammer, dude. And I think for all the bands that have tried to sound like Sabbath, the one band that didn't wound up doing their thing better than all of their contemporaries. When you and I were younger, I thought a lot about, we talked a lot about like, what's the ultimate like slow riff? Like what's the cool, we were always going for the cool halftime doom riff thing. Cause that just felt like, where's the best place you can take the blues? Like what's the terminal velocity of blues music? And it just felt like a big swinging sludgy riff. And Molten Universe is it. And if as song titles go, it doesn't get any more badass than that, or on the nose with what the song sounds like, right? It's like super lava, like desert, ultra heavy blues. I mean, Josh Homme is playing a guitar out of a bass cab, like it is all low end on purpose. Yeah, maybe. I mean, it was a little bit of like, well, it just did what I had at the time. Like one of my favorite parts of the Caius mythology is that everything about their instrumental selection and the way they tuned all the way down and then tuned back up to C, where it started having some level of tone and melody. Everything about the low end and the decision to play with like huge cymbals was so that they could cut through the wind noise and the generator noise in the desert at night when they're having these wild parties. So it's just a matter of like pure redneck function. And I love that about it. Like it can't be replicated because it was so pure a thing. And it was so contextual. But Nick Oliveri, who played bass on this record and was like the seminal bassist in Queens, and to my knowledge is one of the most badass like punk style, really overdriven bassist, like super duper heavy, gritty low end. His band Mondo Generator has opened with this song for in their live set list for a couple of years now, on and off. And it just like it sets a tone. And so I don't know. I like it. It's big and tough and swinging and it's simple. I saw an interview with Josh Homme when I was in high school or college, and somebody was asking him about Caius, and he put together a playlist for that interview, and he said something to the effect of like, I'm putting this song on the playlist. It was either this one or Asteroid from the follow-up record. And he was like, we did instrumentals real good. And that just seems like such an interesting thing to be proud of in the history of your band, but it's stood out to me for going on 20 years now. So I love this song. It rips.